Hi friends and subscribers, hope you're all doing well. In this video I'm going to be doing a ranking of Led Zeppelin's albums. Now, we all know Led Zeppelin, they're one of the greatest rock bands ever. You know, they need no introduction. You know, they're one of my top 10 favourite bands. So I'm only ranking the studio albums, no live albums, no compilations. And yeah, I'm not including Coda, because that's just a compilation of outtakes and unreleased tracks and alternative versions. So yeah, it's not a studio album in my opinion. So before we start, as always, this ranking is just based on my own opinion. Excuse me. You know, this is the order that I prefer these albums in. Everybody has their own personal preference, so if you want to give your ranking in the comments below, then please do. So without further hesitation, let's start. So there's 8 albums by Led Zeppelin, and before I start, there's no bad Led Zeppelin album in my opinion. I love them all, but I've got to rank them. So coming in at number 8, not that I don't enjoy this album, but it's In Through the Outdoor, their final studio album released in 1979, and it's a good album. Although it is their weakest album, it's still good in my opinion. There's some good tracks on here. In the Evening, Fall in the Rain, Hot Dog. A lot of people don't like Hot Dog. I actually really like that song. Carousel, All My Love. It's a strong album. It's just not their best. And then at number 7 is Presence. So this came out in 1976. A really underrated album. This one doesn't get talked about enough, but there's just so many great songs on this album. You know, we've got Nobody's Fault But Mine, which is one of my favourite Led Zeppelin songs of all time. I love that song. We've got Achilles' Last Stand on here. We've got T for One, Candy Store Rock, which a lot of people don't love, a lot of people don't like, but I love it. Yeah, so Presence, I think, is a really good album. And number 6, now we're getting into the ones that are, you know, top tier for me. Number 6 is Houses of the Holy, released in 1973. Great album. We've got The Song Remains the Same, which is excellent. The Rain Song, Over the Hills and Far Away, The Crunge. I know a lot of people don't like The Crunge, but I like it. Dancing Days, No Quarter. No Quarter's excellent. That effect on his vocals, that sounds like he's singing underwater. It's amazing. And The Ocean is great as well. So yeah, Houses of the Holy is my number 6. And now the top 5. Number 5 is Led Zeppelin 4, or Untitled. It has no definitive title, but it's known as Led Zeppelin 4, so I'm just gonna call it that. Considered by many Led Zeppelin fans to be their best album. It's not my favourite album, as you can tell, but you know, it's in my top 5, so you know, it's not far off. But there's just 4 other Led Zeppelin albums that I prefer over this. But yeah, there's no denying that this album is great. I mean, we've got Stairway to Heaven. I know it's been played to death, but it's a classic. It's a classic for a reason. We've got Rock and Roll, Black Dog, Misty Mountain Hop, 4 Sticks. I like 4 Sticks. A lot of people don't, but apparently, but I do. When the Levee Breaks. I mean, the whole album's great, but it is my number 5. Number 4, Led Zeppelin 3. So 1970 this come out. Led Zeppelin 4 1971. Houses of the Holy, 1973. But yeah, this is their third album, of course. And yeah, this wasn't well received when it came out, because the first two albums were heavy, and this one is mainly acoustic. But I love this album. I think it has a much better reputation now than it did back then. Yeah, I just love it. I think it's underrated. We've got the Immigrant song on here, Celebration Day, Since I've Been Loving You, Friends, Gallows Pole, Tangerine. Hats off to Roy Harper. I know a lot of people don't like that track, but I like it. I never used to like it, but I do now. Although I can understand why people don't like it, because it is weird. Yeah, but I do love Led Zeppelin 3, so that's my number 4. Number 3 is the debut album, self-titled, or also known as Led Zeppelin 1. So 1969 this came out, and yeah, this is a monumental album. It's a classic. There's not really much about this. You can't really say much about this one that hasn't been said. But yeah, great songs on here. Good Times, Bad Times, Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You, You Shook Me, Dazed and Confused. My favourite, Your Time Is Gonna Come, Communication Breakdown, I Can't Quit You Baby, How Many More Times. Yeah, it's just fantastic. Fantastic debut album. And yeah, there is some controversy behind this, because a lot of the songs on here are cover songs, but the band, yeah, they actually take credit for writing them. So yeah, they probably should have credited the original artists. But yeah, that's probably my only complaint. But yeah, it's still a fantastic album. So yeah, it had to be in the top 3 for me. Only 2 left now. Number 2, the second album, Led Zeppelin 2, also came out in 1969, so the same year as the debut. And yeah, this is fantastic. We've got A Whole Lot of Love, which I know it's played to death, but I still love it. It's still actually one of my favourite Led Zeppelin songs. What Is and What Should Never Be, one of my favourites. Love that song. Heartbreaker, Ramble On, another favourite of mine. Moby Dick, I actually quite like Moby Dick. And Bring It On Home. Yeah, I love the whole album. So yeah, Led Zeppelin 2, it is my second favourite Led Zeppelin album. And now number 1, it is Physical Graffiti, released in 1975. So this, of course, is a double album. And yeah, this is just a fantastic double album. I mean, it has Custard Pie, which actually is my favourite Led Zeppelin song. I love that song. The Rover, In My Time of Dying, Houses of the Holy, which was actually an unused track from the Houses of the Holy album sessions. But yeah, they put it on here. Trampled Underfoot, Kashmir, In the Light, that's a really underrated Led Zeppelin song. 10 Years Gone, Boogie with the Stew, Black Country Woman, Sick Again. I mean, I pretty much love the whole album. There's not really a bad song on here. So yeah, Physical Graffiti is my favourite Led Zeppelin album. So yeah, that's my ranking of the Led Zeppelin catalogue. So yeah, let me know what your order would be, and I hope you enjoyed the ranking. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, click the bell, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care.